Now in Good Morning Northwest, and we're off. From where to vote to getting your ballot questions answered. We have full Election Day coverage for you coming up.
Sunshine and a mild day today, so no weather reasons not to get your vote in, but reasons to get outside to get work done. We'll explain that coming up.
And when will we really know who won the election? Hannah Joy breaks down the timeline and why one key state in the last election says it'll have results sooner than before. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Welcome. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Tuesday, November 5th. It is Election Day, of course. Welcome to it. Let's start things off with Mark Peterson here for a look at our forecast as you're heading out the door this morning. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. I vote for tacos. Okay,
there we go.
37 degrees in Spokane. Coeur d'Alene, you're sitting at 33. A little radiational cooling we've talked about, and we'll see more of that into the West Plains. Here's a look at the 4 things you need to know. Boy, fall weather, beautiful. Sunny and mild today, clear and cold tonight. Still a little mountain snow yet this morning if you're going to be traveling into the higher elevations. But for the most part, that's going to push out in the next 4 to 5 hours. And cold nights are coming our way and sticking with us all through the end of the week. Forecast radar, yeah, we're going to remain clear. Things look good. We're holding on to some of the energy that's sitting into Montana, and we're going to have that through Missoula. If you're going to be traveling there, still some winter travel into St. Regis, Missoula. That's going to be through today. Tomorrow should be much better. Temperatures right now on the cool side, but 34 into Deer Park, 38 into the valley. Hayden, you've slipped down to 33 degrees. So again, everybody just needs to have a warm layer heading out. We're going to warm up to 46, and then after the sun sets, we're going to get really cold. We'll talk about those overnight lows coming up.
It is the final stretch of this election season, and lots of people are showing up to Spokane County's voting service centers to cast their vote in person.
That's right. Washington is a vote-by-mail state, but those who still want to fill out their ballot in person can do so at either of the 2 voting service centers. Now take a look at your screen here. There is one at the Catalyst Building, which is east of downtown, or the Center Place Regional Event Center in Spokane Valley. Both will be open today between 7 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock at night. There, people can fill out their ballots, drop them off, get questions answered, and receive any help. Over the weekend, county officials said they didn't see as many voters as they'd anticipate, so they expect a large voter turnout at these centers today. Their advice for you is to show up as early as you can. A few voters who decided to fill out their ballots in person yesterday said voting service centers made it easier for them to cast their vote.
Just because here they have at least the pamphlets, they have the voter's manual, so it kind of helps you be able to read all this stuff if you're not super familiar with everything beforehand, so I like that.
You know, you can still vote by mail as long as it's postmarked by today, or drop your ballot off in a ballot drop box by 8 o'clock tonight. And of course, across the country, millions of Americans will be heading to the polls to cast their vote on Election Day.
And so far, more than 78 million people have voted, and those votes will decide our country's fate for the next 4 years and beyond. Hannah Joy's at the Breaking Now desk. And Hannah, many people are asking, including me, when will we know the election results?
So, Robin, tonight, we may not know the results of the election, but we will have a good idea of how things are headed. The first polls that will close tonight are in eastern Kentucky and much of Indiana at 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 o'clock our time. That's when we'll get an early look at how Trump is performing in red states.
One vote could be that swinging vote to change something.
Polls close in North Carolina and Georgia at 7 p.m. Eastern time. If Vice President Kamala Harris wins in either state, it would be an early win for her. Georgia's Secretary of State says election officials should have results quicker than previous years, thanks to a new check-in process.
They don't have long lines, and so we get the results posted very quickly.
Polls close in Ohio at 7:30 and polls close in Pennsylvania at 8 p.m., the largest prize among the battleground states. But it may be days before there's a winner declared in the state. That's because state law does not allow election officials from counting absentee ballots in Pennsylvania until Election Day.
They are aware that they are in a race against the clock. They've got to tally the votes as quickly and as accurately as possible.
At 9 p.m. Eastern, polls close in Michigan and Wisconsin, and election results may be delayed in the city of Warren, Michigan, because no absentee ballots have been counted there yet. Warren, unlike other cities in Michigan, did not want to utilize the state's new law. That law allowed the counting of absentee ballots to begin last week. In Arizona, results may take days. Even though officials can start counting ballots as soon as they are submitted, Arizona state gives election officials about 2 weeks to finish counting. And in Wisconsin, Wisconsin, delays are expected as well. The state law does not allow officials to count absentee ballots before today. Coming up, Allison Martinez will have more details on when votes will be counted for Washington and Idaho. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
And we know you will be watching closely today, even before those polls close.
And that's why ABC News and us here at 4 News Now have you covered. Whether you're in front of a TV or not, all day you can watch live coverage from ABC News on our website, KXLY.com. We'll keep their coverage as a top story there. ABC will start live on TV, starting with a special edition of World News with David Muir at 3:30, rolling right into coast-to-coast election coverage. Now, throughout the evening, we'll be breaking into that coverage with live reports and updates from across the inland Northwest. Now, if you're on the go, make sure to sign up for notifications in the KXLY News app for breaking news and links to our newscasts. We will be live with a special edition of 4 News Now right when the polls close at 8 o'clock. Download the KXLY app on your phone and the KXLY Plus streaming app for your connected TV, or just stay tuned right here on 4 News Now for live coverage from here at home and across the nation.
And in other news this morning, a new construction project meant to make getting around Millwood easier is set to begin next spring. The project will be on Argonne Road between Grace Avenue to the Spokane River Bridge. This lane will allow drivers to turn left onto East Liberty Avenue right near Inland Empire Paper Company. The goal is to reduce traffic on Argonne Road, which you know is a mess, especially if you got a train rolling through there. It's
Oh, there you go.
headaches. It is now 6 minutes after 6.
And we're going to check back in with Mark Peterson as we're heading out the door this morning, getting those kids on the bus.
Make sure that they're wearing those coats. Got a lot of kids who got coats yesterday at Northeast Community Center. I think we've got that story coming up. It's so cool. But it is cool outside. Temperature's just above freezing. We'll have a full check of the forecast coming up.
And waiting for today to get your ballot in, Allison Martinez is sharing what election officials want you to know about that.
And federal authorities say they arrested a white supremacist moments before he was going to blow up a Tennessee energy facility. How they caught him, that's just ahead here on Good Morning Northwest.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
There's magic throughout the universe. And some places have more than others. There's magic inside, everywhere. There's no place like Wonders of the World. There's magic inside.
This is important information from AARP and BECU.
With the election right around the corner,
there's a lot at stake. Data shows that voters age 50 and over make up the majority of voters in most elections. Make sure that your voice is heard. When AARP asks, older adults say they want candidates who will address their day-to-day challenges, financial security, and the needs of family caregivers. Make an informed decision on the issues you care about. For tips and tools, check out AARP's online election guide at this website.
Many great careers don't need a 4-year degree. They start out here. Bob Ferguson has a detailed plan to expand apprenticeships and on-the-job training like I had to get more Washingtonians the skills they need to succeed. And Bob will eliminate 4-year degree requirements for most state jobs, opening doors to more good-paying careers. I would support Bob Ferguson, even if it wasn't my kid brother, but it helps he listens to old machinists like me.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
In celebration of Veterans Day, 4 News Now and BECU would like to honor those who've served our country. Go to KXLY.com, submit a photo and a short write-up on a veteran or military member. 4 News Now, honoring our heroes. Brought to you by BECU.
Not again, Mom.
Looks like this will be your last year with season tickets, huh? No. Let's iron out this big mess. Yeah?
I'm calling the swap team.
Wait.
At Craig Swap & Associates, we want to make sure that you're really winning. We get you compensated, and we don't receive a penny until you get paid.
One call, that's all. 509-999-9999.
4 News Now anchors, not just in the newsroom, but in the community, doing the work, listening to you, asking questions to help keep your family safe. We're the people you trust on your screens and in your neighborhood. We'll always be there on 4 News Now.
Election night, this is where America turns for answers. ABC Election Night.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:10. Now, today is Election Day, but many voters have already cast their ballot.
And this is done in Idaho through early and absentee voting, and in Washington by mail or drop box. If you have chosen to follow the tradition of voting on actual Election Day, Allison Martinez is live in studio with what you need to know about that.
Good morning. Across the country, election offices and polling locations are prepared for crowds. Spokane County Auditor Vicki Dalton says the best thing you can do is be proactive. That means dropping off your ballot early or getting any questions answered before the end of the day. 2 new voter service centers are open today. One is at the Eastern Washington University Catalyst Building right off of Sprague, and the other is at Center Place Regional Event Center in Spokane Valley. At both sites, you can register at the last minute, get a replacement ballot, and hear answers for any questions.
Well, the key takeaway for Election Day is don't be late. At 8 o'clock, the drop boxes and the voter service centers will close. If you're in line at either, you can finish your transaction, whatever it is that you need to do. And if you're going to mail it, please check the last pickup time on the box before you drop your ballot in there.
As Dalton mentioned, voter service centers and drop boxes will all close at 8 p.m. tonight. If you're in line to turn in your ballot by then, you will be able to drop it off. With your mail-in ballot, you most likely received one of these. This is a piece of paper with a list of all of the ballot drop box locations and the voter service centers. If you lost it, you can also find this information on our website, KXLY.com. In studio, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
All right, Allison, thank you very much. Here's your 10-second takeaway on a Tuesday. Going to be sunny and mild. A warm layer heading out because we still have breezy conditions. Of course, your shades. The sun is out today, 46 for the high.
Mark, thanks. And here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. A Tennessee man is accused of plotting to blow up a Nashville energy facility.
The Department of Justice says 24-year-old Skylar Philippi was arrested Saturday when authorities believed he was moments away from launching a drone armed with explosives. Attorney General Merrick Garland says the FBI had already compromised Philippi's plan to further his white supremacist ideology.
Federal investigators are ending a 2.5-year probe into engine failures in some Ford vehicles. The company has now either replaced the engines or extended their warranty. The issue involved intake valves that could fracture inside engines in Ford and Lincoln SUV models from the 2021 and 22 model years. Most incidents reportedly occurred before 20,000 miles, with more than half arising before 5,000 miles.
Elon Musk's daily $1 million giveaway will continue for one more day. The tech billionaire has been handing out the money to people in swing states who would agree to represent his super PAC. Prosecutors in Philadelphia argued this was an illegal lottery in violation of state law. However, on Monday, a judge in Philadelphia disagreed and denied the request to stop the sweepstakes. Musk has already donated nearly $120 million to the super PAC, which supports former President Donald Trump.
Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:13.
This morning, an international investigation as proxies accused of working for Russia are suspected of plotting to target cargo planes bound for Europe and the United States. The newest information is coming up after this break.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on. On time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
Maria Cantwell knows prices are too high and we have to fight back. That's why she passed a law to take on big oil traders spiking gas prices. And why she's fighting grocery store mergers that would lead to higher food prices. Cantwell also took on drug companies and won, capping insulin for seniors at $35 a month and capping seniors' out-of-pocket expenses.
I'm Maria Cantwell, and I approve this message because I'll take on anyone to protect Northwest consumers.
Discover the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester at Parker Subaru.
Built with quality engineering, advanced safety, and off-road capabilities, the Forester remains one of Motor Trend's top-ranked compact SUVs. Drive with confidence in any weather with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive.
Make parking a breeze with the 360-degree surround view monitor. The 2025 Subaru Forester, ready for any adventure.
See the all-new Subaru Forester at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Why is liberal Carmilla Conroy mudslinging and stretching the truth? Maybe it's to hide her extreme plans for an open border, drugs pouring into the country, and higher taxes. Conroy doesn't fit our district. Michael Baumgartner will protect our families, Social Security and Medicare, ensure veterans get the benefits they've earned, fight inflation, and make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border.
I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
It's fall and the games are on. Get out and support your local teams. Here's this week's schedule.
Here we go.
EWU.
Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go. Gonzaga. Now. Here we go. Here we go now.
U of I.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
WSU.
Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Whitworth.
Now. Here we go. Here we go now.
Game On is proudly brought to you by BECU.
Batteries Plus has the national scale for all your power needs and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:16. This morning, we're learning more about an alleged plot by Russia to smuggle explosives onto planes headed to the U.S. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
This morning, new revelations that Russia targeted cargo planes in Europe with incendiary devices, allegedly setting off 2 explosions containing magnesium-based substances at DHL shipping hubs in England and Germany back in July. The move was supposedly a test run for future attacks on planes headed to North America.
The problem is that these packages were very, very small, but even a small amount of burning magnesium can bring down a whole airplane.
The plot, allegedly part of a plan to sabotage the U.S. government and its allies. Security officials say Russian agents shipped several electric massagers implanted with flammable substances to test their plan.
If one of these devices were to go off in the cargo hold of an airplane, it would quickly consume anything around it and potentially burn through the airplane.
Authorities in Poland arrested and charged 4 people in connection with the explosions. The prosecutor says the group's goal was also to test the transfer channel for such parcels, which were ultimately to be sent to the United States of America and Canada. A Kremlin spokesperson denied involvement. The TSA had already increased security in recent months for certain cargo shipments.
If an airplane were brought down over the North Atlantic under suspicious circumstances, that all commercial aviation would be grounded immediately around the world for a long period of time until they could figure out who did it and how they would prevent it from happening again.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Well, here is a live look this morning.
Yeah, the sun is coming up. We are seeing that. Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. I feel like you crept up on me a little bit. You've been standing there the whole time, haven't you?
I have.
No, okay. He's been ready. All right. Speaking of the weather, I don't know. Holy cow! I don't know why that caught me off guard. Don't question.
I don't know why either. All right. I don't know. I try not to frighten people. Good morning, everybody. Temperatures are into the 30s. This is going to be a mild start to the day compared to tomorrow. 38 into the valley, 36 into Post Falls. And Cheney, you're below freezing now. You're sitting at 31 degrees. So again, everybody's got to dress appropriately. 46 for the high, sunny, mild, west winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. And we're seeing those breezier conditions now. They'll taper off and become light for this afternoon and overnight with temperatures down to 25 degrees. So again, if you had the hose hooked up to the house, make sure to take the hose bib off and disconnect those so you don't have the hose freezing and causing problems on the side of the house. It's that time of year. So we will see a continuation of movement in the Pacific Northwest, and that's coming through Montana. Now, it's the East Coast and some of the Central Plains where they're seeing severe thunderstorms, again, from Texas all the way up into Indiana and Illinois. Into areas of, you look at Minnesota and parts of the Dakotas, they're just getting rain showers. It's the severe weather that has a tendency to keep people home from voting. Okay, so we don't have any of those issues. We have mountain snows into Montana. That's going to continue there for another couple of hours, and we'll continue to move out. Lower elevations of Montana, yep, they're getting rain as well. Our highs there are going to be in the mid-40s, all the way up to Bonners Ferry, all the way down into the Palouse. hitting areas around Ritzville. You're around 50, and then mid-50s, Moses Lake and Wenatchee, also into the Tri-Cities. Now, here's the lows for tonight. Temperatures into the 20s. Pretty solid. We do have some freezing temperatures from the Tri-Cities and into Wenatchee. Look at Colville at 18 degrees. So we definitely have this cold snap that's going to come in for the overnight lows. During the day, this is about average for this time of year. We're going to be into the mid-40s all the way into Friday at 48. Increased clouds. Overnight lows into the 20s. So again, very crispy conditions in the early morning hours. I know it's Tuesday. We're going to show you our pet of the week.
Is there anything cuter than a kit?
Oh,
It's not Halloween. It is not Halloween, and that was not a black cat.
They're still cute.
Okay, well, they have lots of cute kitties at
Companions Animals.
Companions, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, sorry that didn't work out. Darn. It is now 6:21 on the nose.
College basketball fans can finally rejoice once again because it's officially college basketball season. And the Zags started off the season red hot last night with a statement against the 8th-ranked Baylor Bears. We'll have highlights from last night's game and more. It's coming up next in Morning Sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
As a local reporter for almost 30 years, I have seen politics up close, the good and the bad. But since we closed the primaries in this state, it has gotten worse. Party bosses changed the rules, and that cut out 275,000 voters from participating. And wouldn't you know it, elected officials are now even less accountable to the people of Idaho. Prop 1 reopens our primaries for all taxpayers, so we can pick the candidates that work for us. I'm voting yes on Prop 1 to give power back to the people of Idaho.
What's better than warm cookies fresh from the oven? All the tasty ingredients for warm cookies on sale. Yum.
Mix up the savings this Thursday for Super One Foods 12-hour bake sale. 2-pound Food Club powdered or brown sugar, 98 cents. Betty Crocker cake mixes, just 98 cents each. 4-pound Food Club granulated sugar, $1.98.
Super One Foods 12-hour bake sale. This Thursday only. The savings are sweet.
We're calling it November.
November.
Because we're all voting no on Initiative 2117.
No, I don't want funding cuts for our roads.
No, I don't want to increase the risk of wildfires.
No, I don't want to hurt small businesses like mine.
No, I don't want cuts to public transit.
No, I don't want to put our clean air at risk.
We all know the threats of 2117.
And we're all
voting no this November.
This is Monster Jam. As big as it gets. Brought to you by Great Clips. Scan the QR code at participating Great Clips salons and save 20% on select tickets. Terms apply. Scan QR code in salon for details. Coming to Spokane Arena this weekend.
Deer Unleashed. No one knows the feeling of freedom quite the way you do. But damned if we don't come really, really close. Let's break the chain. Yours, Tundra.
Right now, you can lease a new 2024 Tundra for just $419 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Now, when the Zags are scoring baskets, fans can score a great deal with Papa Murphy's Slam Dunk Deal. On any game day, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $11.99. The Slam Dunk Deal at Papa Murphy's, a proud partner of Gonzaga Athletics.
Well, this matchup between two top 10 teams was expected to be a lot closer, but the depth of Gonzaga's roster led to a Baylor Bear beatdown Monday night in the Spokane Arena. The atmosphere was electric in the arena. These students bringing the Kennel vibes to a bigger stage, and boy, was Gonzaga putting on a show. Nolan Hickman on the outside coming in for the layup. Hickman was the Zags' top scorer Monday night with 17 points. Ryan Nemhard coming down, gets it to Dusty Stromer for 3, and it's good. Hickman here, his shot gets blocked by the Baylor defense, but it's batted back to none other than Braden Huff, another double-digit scorer for the Zags tonight. Huff, along with 5 other Zags, joining that double-digit club, and just an overall dominant performance from the Bulldogs. This was their 19th straight season opener win, and a huge plus on the Zags' resume this season was earned in just the first game of the regular season. That final score, 101-63. Don't worry, I didn't forget about all of us. Still holding on to the end of football season, though. Washington State ready to make a final statement in their last 4 games of the regular season. The Cougars have quite a bit of pressure on their shoulders, and Coach Dickert wants to make sure they aren't getting caught up in all the noise.
We just got to keep attacking the work of what it takes to win, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just about stacking up 1-0s. Stay in the dark. Don't let the noise kind of suffocate you. Just getting a lot of feedback from the players in the past. You know, sometimes you get ranked and you feel the pressure to perform, you know, to the 20th ranked team in the country. We just need to be our best.
Well, Cougar football is back in action this Saturday against Utah State. In studio for Morning Sports, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now.
Just can't get over how electric things looked in that arena last night. So much fun.
So awesome.
Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:25.
After nearly 8 weeks on the picket lines, Boeing union members have finally agreed to a contract. The terms that are bringing them back to work next.
Plus, tonight, many of us will be watching as polls close and votes trickle in, including the presidential hopefuls, where they will be watching from and how they spent their final days on the campaign trail. That's next. And before we go to break, here's a first look of what's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning GMA First Look, keeping Election Day safe. From law enforcement stationed at the polls to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department providing chopper service to transport ballots. Officials everywhere not taking any chances.
We can't predict necessarily anything, but we are prepared and we will take those necessary actions to ensure the safety and security of the employees involved in this and to ensure the safety and security of democracy.
Battleground, Michigan, the Secretary of State telling the public to be on guard for a barrage of misinformation online.
Question everything you see on social media. Don't assume anything that you're seeing from a source other than a trusted voice or election official.
And coming up at 7 a.m., Good Morning America and the ABC News political team are live from across the country, covering every angle as Americans take to the polls. With your GMA First Look, I'm Pierre Thomas, ABC News, New York.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the Ozempic Trizone. I got the power of 3. I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
I'm under 7.
Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease.
I'm lowering my risk.
Adults lost up to 14 pounds.
I lost some weight.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
That's about the power of 3 with Ozempic.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Election night, this is where America turns for answers. ABC, Election Night.
Mississauga Casino Hotel is open north of Spokane on Highway 395. Stay with us, relax and rejuvenate while taking advantage of our amazing amenities, including a restaurant and lounge. Our coffee corner is open daily at 5:30 a.m. Mississauga Casino Hotel is the perfect spot to book your next special event. We have a 4,000 square foot event center and an exceptional team ready to help you host your event. We invite you to stay and play. Make your reservations now at Mississauga.com.
Need a furnace upgrade in your home to stay warm this winter? Hurliman Heating and Air Conditioning is giving away a free furnace and install worth $7,500. We are looking for someone with a compelling story, someone who could really use this life-changing upgrade. It is simple. Scan the QR code or head to kxly.com/furnace now to enter. Nominate yourself or someone in need. By entering to win, you agree to be contacted by a member of the Hurliman team to schedule an in-home measurement. But hurry, entries close soon. Don't miss your chance to keep your home warm this winter.
Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls has been North Idaho's premier flooring shop for over 30 years. From remodels to new construction, they've got your home or business covered from wall to wall. Their expert design team will work with you to find the perfect floor for your lifestyle and budget. They've got the lowest prices. From carpet and area rugs to hardwood, LVP and laminate, if you can dream it, they can floor it. Dream it, design it, live it at Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
I'm Robin Nance. Don't mind me on this election day. I'm just Googling because someone said Krispy Kreme might be giving away some donuts on election day voting.
There you go.
Day free.
There's some nice incentives.
I will report back. In the meantime,
Robin's on the case.
Let's check in with Maria. I work for you
Yeah,
guys.
there could be a breaking news better on that one. First alert weather. Good morning. We have a clear sky. Things are looking pretty good. It's cool. 37 degrees, 33 in Coeur d'Alene. A little cloud cover over the mountains of Idaho, but that's all going to push out as well. So 4 things we want you to know on this very brisk fall day. It's going to get brisker. Sunny and mild today, clear and cold tonight. Yeah, it is going to get into the 20s and teens in some areas under a clear sky. Lingering mountain snow yet this morning. That's going to push out, and cold nights, we're going to see those all the way through the end of the week. We look at the forecast radar, and it's going to be sunshine. We're going to see all of this energy continue to push out. Montana holding on to it for a little bit. We're all going to clear out. Things are going to get dry, and we're going to see that all the way through Friday. Currently, 34 into Deer Park, 31 into Cheney. Temperatures in the upper 30s, 40 from downtown into the valley and then into Coeur d'Alene, where Hayden, you're at 33 degrees this morning, but a relatively clear sky. Things are looking pretty good. The forecast today, hey, we're climbing up to 46 degrees. That's about average for this time of the year with plenty of sunshine.
Yeah, it is true. You get a free donut today.
There you go. There's the incentive enough.
Get out there. Well, tonight, the presidential candidates will attend their own watch parties.
This comes after both candidates held their final campaign events in battleground states last night. Hannah Joy is at the Breaking Now desk. And Hannah, what can we expect from the candidates today?
So former President Donald Trump's campaign will be based at a convention center in Palm Beach, Florida. And Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign will be in Washington, D.C. at her alma mater of Howard University. Harris launched her campaign for president 107 days ago. Last night, that campaign ended with a last pitch to voters in Philadelphia.
And here at these famous steps, a tribute to those who start as the underdog and climb to victory.
On her final day, Harris was joined by Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, and Oprah Winfrey. Harris has spent months trying to draw a contrast between herself and former President Donald Trump. Then on the final 2 days of her campaign, Harris did not mention Trump by name because her campaign said that she wanted to end on a positive note.
Our campaign has tapped into the ambitions, the aspirations, and the dreams of the American people. And we know it is time for a new generation of leadership in America.
Meanwhile, Trump's campaign has tried to focus on issues related to the economy and immigration.
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And I've asked that question so many times. I've never had one hand go up for the other.
But in recent weeks, Trump's latest target on the campaign trail was former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
She's an evil, sick, crazy bitch. Oh, no. It starts with a B, but I won't say it.
Some Republican leaders have warned Trump that his message could turn women voters away. As votes are still coming in today, the election will likely come down to 7 swing states: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. Well, we know elections can be stressful. They bring uncertainty and some big changes that will shape our future. Along with that stress, many have voiced concerns about the safety in the coming days. That is why only days ago, Washington Governor Jay Inslee authorized the National Guard to be on standby as a precautionary move in case support is quickly needed for civil unrest. This marks a significant first in Washington state history. Never before has a Washington governor taken this step to authorize the National Guard as a precaution during a general election.
Well, I think it's good to have safety measures in place, but I don't think anything is going to be like that. You know, this isn't New York. You know, this is Washington and Spokane. You know, it's a big city or a little city, big town. You know.
We also checked with our local law enforcement to see if they are taking any extra steps in preparation. The Coeur d'Alene Police and Spokane Sheriff's Office say they have plans in place. However, as of now, they both say there's no evidence suggesting anything will happen, but they, of course, will continue to monitor the situation.
Election workers in Kootenai County are already preparing ballots for Election Day today. Kootenai County elections officials say absentee ballots and early votes are ready to be counted when polls open this morning. But results will take time to release because all of the ballots from polling locations need to be taken back to the elections office before they can be counted.
I would expect that we will be here into the wee hours of the morning getting those all counted. But like I said, we will not stop counting. In fact, by state law, we're not allowed to stop counting until all ballots have been counted.
You just heard from County Elections Manager Asa Gray, who says the first round of results will be released at 8:30 tonight. And as a reminder, schools in Lakeland and Coeur d'Alene are closed today for safety concerns, and so school campuses can serve as polling places.
And we know that you'll be watching closely today, even before the polls close, and that's why ABC News and 4 News Now have you covered. Whether you're in front of a TV or not, you can watch live coverage all day from ABC News on KXLY.com. We'll be keeping their coverage as a top story on our website. ABC will be live on TV, starting with a special edition of World News with David Muir at 3:30, rolling right into coast-to-coast election coverage. Now, throughout the evening, we'll be breaking into that coverage with live reports and updates from across the inland Northwest. And if you're on the go, make sure to sign up for notifications in the KXLY News app for breaking news and links to our newscasts. We'll be live with a special edition of 4 News Now right when the polls close at 8 o'clock. Of course, you can download the free KXLY app on your phone and the free KXLY Plus streaming app for your connected TV, or just stay tuned right here on 4 News Now for live coverage from here at home and across the nation.
And we have some big news out of Seattle this morning. Boeing workers have ended their 7-week strike. The new contract from Boeing involves a 38% wage increase over 4 years. Now, that's 3% higher than the previous offer, but falls short of the 40% wage increase the union originally asked for. And it still doesn't include restoring pensions. Regardless, District Business Representative John Holden calls the new contract offer a victory.
Tonight, our membership voted to accept this contract by 59%. You know, it's time for us to come together. This is a victory. This is a victory. We can hold our heads high. We all stood strong, and we achieved something that we hadn't achieved for the last 22 years.
Workers can return to work as early as first shift tomorrow. They'll be required to go back to work by next Tuesday, November 12th.
8 weeks. I got it done.
Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:37.
Checking back in with Mark here as we look at the temperatures we'll be seeing.
Draw your attention to the overnight low. A normal average is 32. Okay, that's that 30-year average. We're going to be into the mid-20s for the next 3 days. We warm up, but it comes with rain for the weekend. We'll have a full check of the forecast coming up.
And you have until 8 o'clock tonight to get those ballots in. But after the polls close, when will we start to see local results? Allison Martinez is live in studio with the answer right after this break.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
I spent my career in law enforcement, the last years as police chief. When it comes to keeping Washington safe, I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob's top priority is public safety. His plan to hire more police officers is exactly what we need.
He'll create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis.
And he'll put the $1 billion he won from drug companies into treatment.
To help us protect Washington,
I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
This is a story of first downs and second chances.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
You'd think all those big league experts could have helped.
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
His football career ended, but his plantar fasciitis pain didn't. Till he found the Good Feet store.
I got fitted for my arch supports. Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
So get moving. Come in for your free fitting.
My credit score is more than just a number. It's my future.
P1FCU knows how important it is too, which is why it's so easy to check your score every time you check your online banking. It's a piece of cake. Plus, it doesn't just let you check your score, it gives you recommendations on how to improve it. It also shows you how different things could be affecting your score.
Open your P1FCU checking account at p1fcu.org and start earning today.
My name is Stephen, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I had a large tumor in my left lung in November of 2018. We went through in 2020 doing a lot of end-of-life planning. Summit was very aggressive in my treatment of diagnosis. Since then, with my recovery, we're doing a lot of life events. I love the people there. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center. My wife calls it a miracle.
What's all this?
You said it was a recovery day. I got my yoga mat, foam roller, electrolytes, and protein bars. The whole setup.
Refrigerant recovery, Ben. We're recovering the refrigerant to fix the heat pump.
Oh, right. I knew that. Want a protein bar?
Right now, get a free tankless water heater with every full HVAC system purchase. Call Bills today.
Electrolyte?
Ben, take the robe off.
It's now 6:40. Across the country, voters are experiencing stress about the outcome of this election.
Many are eager for results, which can come at a range of times over the next few days. And Allison Martinez is live in studio this morning for a look at this timeline. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning. Millions of Americans are anxious to know the outcome of the presidential election. This year, local and state deadlines range from 2 days from now to a month, like in Washington state. In some presidential races, the victor has been named on election night or early the next morning. This time, a tight race could mean more of a delay. It's likely that the outcome of this race comes down to a handful of swing states. When those results are reported, Americans will know who the next president is. Legal challenges and election-related disorder, particularly at polling locations, could also cause delays. For local and statewide races, you can find the first round of results at 8:15 or around 8:20 Pacific time tonight. The Spokane County Elections Office will release the information on their website, and so will the Idaho and Washington Secretary of State's office.
Now, that's only going to be about 50% of all the ballots that we count, because there's still ballots coming in. And so it'll take us until probably Friday before we have the vast majority of the ballots counted.
If you haven't voted yet, you can find the nearest drop box location on this sheet that was included with your ballot. On this paper, you'll also find hours for a voter service center closest to you. In studio, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Thanks, Allison. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump have tied in the Dixville Notch midnight vote, kicking off the official start to the 2024 Election Day. The group is composed of 4 registered Republicans and 2 registered undeclared voters. The entire voting process took just 10 minutes, and as always, there were far more journalists present than voters. Dixville Notch is now the only town in New Hampshire that votes at midnight. Again, split decision right down the middle, 3-3.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let's take a look at the 10-second takeaway on this Tuesday. It's going to be sunny and mild. Yeah, much different than yesterday. We picked up a 1/4 inch of rain yesterday, by the way. Warm layer, grab the shades. 46 our high today.
The city of Spokane accepted the governor's award for its work on the Cochrane Basin stormwater improvement projects yesterday. The Washington State Department of Commerce presented that award. It recognized the engineering and thoughtful design that constructed the facilities that manage stormwater in the Cochrane Basin.
The City of Spokane's integrated clean water plan delivers the highest level of stormwater treatment available in the nation.
Now, the mayor announced that the week of November 9th through the 16th will be recognized as Storm Water Awareness Week right here in Spokane. Celebrate your stormwater.
Yeah, congratulations. It is now 6:43.
In 2020, we saw a massive boom in alcohol sales, but now that huge spike is starting to taper off. The reason behind the decline and how it's impacting the alcohol industry. That's next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This election season cut through the chaos with 4 News Now coverage for the people. The local races and issues that impact you and your family. No agenda, just information. Helping you make an informed decision on 4 News Now.
We are Spokane Wellness Group.
We are a provider of semaglutide, which is a medication that has been helping people lose weight and achieve their goals of being healthy. I wanted to know, what can this drug do for me if I don't change anything? So I've lost 65 pounds. We're trying to make it so everyday people can buy it and reap the benefits from that, because there are a lot of benefits from this medication, especially for people who are overweight. We'll be here for you. We want to help people.
Mannheim Steamroller Christmas by Chip Davis, celebrating the holiday spirit for over 35 years.
November 21st at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets on sale now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
As County Sheriff, I know Al French is the only candidate who fully supports our local law enforcement.
As a mayor of Medical Lake, I'm confident that Al French is the only candidate with a real plan for affordable housing and clean drinking water.
As the mayor of Airway Heights, I trust that Al French is the only candidate that will keep taxes low and support small businesses.
I trust Al to make our community safer.
And good paying jobs.
And to keep Spokane County affordable.
I'm Al French, and I'm running to get results for you.
BECU and 4 News Now are teaming up for the Great American Flag Swap. On November 8th, bring your old tattered flag to BECU, and in exchange, you'll receive a new flag with help from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
This November, let's thank veterans and military families who are serving.
BECU is proud to be part of the Great American Flag Swap. We're honored to live in a community that supports veterans and military families who sacrifice for the benefit of us all. Visit us in Spokane and see what banking is like when people come first. BECU, not for profit, equals more for people.
Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing rivers, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs.
Right now, you can lease a new 2024 RAV4 for just $309 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
4 News Now is brought to you by Monster Jam at the Spokane Arena November 8th through the 10th.
Our time is 6:46. Pullman police are investigating reports of someone pulling a gun at a WSU fraternity party. According to Pullman police, this happened at the Phi Kappa Tau House Saturday. A group of people not on the guest list tried to get in. One of them pulled out a gun and began making comments. Now, police did not specify what kind of comments. As of right now, no charges have been filed.
Inflation-weary customers are pushing back on expensive booze, and it's hurting the bottlers' bottom lines. The huge surge in the sales of alcohol in the industry we saw that during the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's come to a screeching halt now. According to a report from drink analysis firm IWSR, overall volumes fell for the first 7 months of 2024. Instead of buying those pricey bottles, people are choosing lower-priced items like beer and ready-to-drink canned cocktails. They're also leaning towards cheaper private labels like those offered at discount grocery chains. Those canned cocktails are convenient, though. Kind of nice.
That's what you've heard from other people, I'm sure. Hey, here's a live look to start your election day morning. A lot drier than yesterday. Holy cow, was it soaked.
Yeah, 1/4 of an inch and winds in excess of 35 miles an hour. So it was everything that we had talked about.
Yeah, it was not pleasant.
Today, completely different. Starting off cool, it's going to get colder as we get towards, tomorrow morning. 34 currently into Deer Park, 33 into Spangle. We head out into the valley. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, so better there. Cheney, you're down to 30 degrees, so make sure everyone is dressed appropriately. We should have it by now, don't you think? Temperatures into the mid 30s, 8 o'clock. We're going to be hitting around 40 by 10. We'll be into the mid-40s throughout much of the afternoon, but the afternoon's pretty short. I mean, 4:26 the sun sets, so it starts getting colder right after that. We'll see temperatures at 42, and then we'll be just above freezing by 7 o'clock tonight, and then temperatures overnight continue to cool. Around the nation, it is into areas from Texas all the way up. We have severe weather. We've had isolated severe thunderstorm activity, and now we've got just a ton of rain and flood potential there. We do have things much more organized onto the west, especially weather-wise, looking pretty good. We look at the Pacific Northwest. We still have some snow coming down into Montana in the higher elevations. Lower elevations, rain, and we'll see that continuation all the way through the end of the day today, but it continues to push out of our area. So we are going to see, again, our region expand on the dry conditions. Colville, you're going to be at 46 today. Into the Tri-Cities heading south, you're going to be at 57, and then Lewiston at 54. So it is a cool day, but not cold. I mean, 47 is our normal average. We're going to be at 46 degrees. Overnight lows down into the teens in Colville, 25 Spokane. It's going to be really cold. So we want you to be prepared because these 20s are going to last all the way through Friday morning. Temperatures in the mid-40s into Friday at 48. But it's rain over the weekend, including Veterans Day, but overnight lows well above freezing.
There you go, above freezing. You like to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. Good Morning Northwest time is now just about 6:50.
Your morning sprint is coming up next. Thanks so much for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Northwest. We'll see you after this break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
From refinishing cabinets, doors, and trim to painting walls and ceilings, Everhart Painting has you covered. Everhart Painting has been Spokane's premier painting contractor for over 50 years. Call Everhart Painting today and receive $500 off. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
Maria Cantwell knows prices are too high, and we have to fight back. That's why she passed a law to take on big oil traders spiking gas prices, and why she's fighting grocery store mergers that would lead to higher food prices. Cantwell also took on drug companies and won, capping insulin for seniors at $35 a month and capping seniors' out-of-pocket expenses.
I'm Maria Cantwell, and I approve this message because I'll take on anyone to protect Northwest consumers.
Respect, protect, pay essential grocery store workers.
We all recognize today's workplace safety challenges.
My union negotiated strong safety language, addressing the important issues we face in our stores.
UFCW 3000 fights to make sure that essential workers get better wages, respect on the job, and a safe workplace.
That's the peace of mind my family and I need. If you'd like a strong union in your workplace, contact us here.
I was 34. I was a business owner. I was a single mom with a 4-year-old, and I felt a lump in the shower. I have cancer. It doesn't have me. I'm gonna get rid of it, you know, and then I'm gonna go on with my life. I was gonna do anything that it took. I did, and here I am, almost 10 years later. I had a little boy. He needs his mom.
We're calling it November.
November.
Because we're all voting no on Initiative 2117.
No, I don't want funding cuts for our roads.
No, I don't want to increase the risk of wildfires.
No, I don't want to hurt small businesses like mine.
No, I don't want cuts to public transit.
No, I don't want to put our clean air at risk.
We all know the threats of 2117.
And we're all
voting no this November.
From refinishing cabinets, doors, and trim to painting walls and ceilings, Everhart Painting has you covered. Everhart Painting has been Spokane's premier painting contractor for over 50 years. Call Everhart Painting today and receive $500 off. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
It is now 6:53. Time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday, your election day, with the morning sprint.
Hannah Joy is in studio breaking down the timeline for when we will find out who won our presidential election.
Mark Peterson has details on cool temperatures and some winds ahead.
But first, it's the final stretch of this election season, and lots of people are showing up to Spokane County voting service centers to cast their votes in person. Washington, of course, is a vote-by-mail state, but those who want to fill out their ballot in person can do so at either of the 2 voting service centers. Now, take a look at your screen here. It shows one there is at the Catalyst building, which is east of downtown, and the other is at the Center Place Regional Event Center in Spokane Valley. Both of those will be open today between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. There you can fill out your ballot, drop off ballots, get answers to your questions, and receive help. Now, over the weekend, the officials said that they didn't see as many voters as they'd anticipated, so they expect to see a large voter turnout today at these centers. Their advice is to show up as early as you can. You can still vote by mail as long as it's postmarked by today or dropped off in a ballot drop box by 8 o'clock tonight.
Today, millions of Americans will head to the polls to cast their vote on Election Day. But we may not know the results of the election tonight. The first polls that will close tonight are in eastern Kentucky and much of Indiana at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 o'clock our time. That's when we'll get an early look at how Trump is performing in red states. Polls closed in North Carolina and Georgia at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And if Vice President Kamala Harris wins in either state, it would be an early win for her. For updates on the presidential election, tune in to Good Morning America.
All right, good morning. In our first alert weather, normally on Election Day, we really take a look at the impacts of what the weather will be like. Well, the impact today will be that you'll be stylish in your sunglasses. Things are looking pretty good. We're going to continue to have, again, a mostly sunny sky today, and we are expecting winds to be relatively light. It's 38 into the valley, 34 Deer Park, Cheney at 30 degrees. As we look at our forecast for the day, we are expecting temperatures to climb up to 46 degrees. And again, sunshine until 4:26 when the sun sets.
Election workers in Kootenai County are already preparing ballots for Election Day. Kootenai County elections officials say absentee ballots and early votes are ready to be counted when polls open this morning. But results will take time to release because all the ballots from polling locations need to be taken back to the elections office before they can be counted. Elections manager Asa Gray says the first round of results will be released at 8:30 tonight. And as a reminder, schools in Lakeland and Coeur d'Alene are closed today for safety concerns, and so school campuses can serve as polling places. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump have tied in Dixville Notch midnight voting, kicking off the official start to 2024's Election Day. The group is composed of 4 registered Republicans, 2 registered undeclared voters. The entire voting process took just 10 minutes, and there were far more journalists present than voters. Dixville Notch is now the only town in New Hampshire that votes at midnight.
And we know you'll be watching closely today, even before the polls close tonight. That's why ABC News and 4 News Now have you covered, whether you're in front of a TV or not. Now, all day you can watch live coverage from ABC News on KXLY.com. We'll be keeping their coverage as a top story on our website. ABC will be live on TV, starting with a special edition of World News with David Muir at 3:30. That's rolling right into coast-to-coast election coverage.
And throughout the evening, we'll break into that coverage with live reports and updates from across the inland Northwest. If you are on the go, make sure you sign up for notifications on the KXLY News app for breaking news and links to newscasts. We'll be live with a special edition of 4 News Now right when polls close at 8 o'clock. Download the KXLY app on your phone and the KXLY Plus streaming app on your TV, or just stay tuned right here on 4 News Now for live coverage from here at home and across the nation. We have some big news out of Seattle. Boeing workers have ended their 7-week strike. The new contract from Boeing involves a 38% wage increase over 4 years. That's 3% higher than the previous offer, but it falls short of the 40% wage increase the union originally asked for, and it still does not include restoring pensions. Regardless, District Business Representative John Holden calls the new contract offer a victory. Workers can return to work as early as first shift tomorrow. They will be required to go back to work by next Tuesday, November 12th.
Well, here at 4 News Now, we are teaming up with BECU ahead of Veterans Day next week to celebrate those who have served our country, and we still need your help. Submit a photo so we can recognize the contributions of your veteran or active duty military member. 5 lucky winners will receive a $75 gift card to Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift. That's courtesy of BECU. We've had some great stories so far.
We sure have. We will be back with the final check of Weather with Mark coming up right after this commercial break.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Are you a pour-over purist? At Numerica, you'll find money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
Why is liberal Carmilla Conroy mudslinging and stretching the truth? Maybe it's to hide her extreme plans for an open border, drugs pouring into the country, and higher taxes. Conroy doesn't fit our district. Michael Baumgartner will protect our families, Social Security and Medicare, ensure veterans get the benefits they've earned, fight inflation, and make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border.
I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Randy, owner of Rooter 911 Sewer and Drain.
Sewer and drain cleaning at half the price of the larger competitors.
24/7 service for all of your sewer and drain cleaning needs in Spokane, 535-3136.
All right, good morning, everybody. Look at the fall colors. Beautiful Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena taking on more importance with that name coming up on Veterans Day on Monday. For this Tuesday, it's going to be 46. It's going to be sunny. Winds are going to be light. Things are looking pretty good. Now, it is going to be pretty cold for the overnight hours. In fact, tomorrow morning, 25 for the overnight low. Temperatures in the mid-20s all the way through Friday morning. And then we warm up. But with that warmth comes wet weather for the weekend. Overnight lows, though, well above freezing. So no winter event for us, but still some mountain snows. Today through Friday, looking great.
Thanks so much for starting your election day with us right here on Good Morning Northwest.
We will see you throughout the morning with live local updates on Good Morning America.